Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gang and welcome back to part 2 of Season 11 of Conquering the Euro on Football Manager 2021 with PSV Eindhoven. And today, on this glorious Saturday, we have a free match special. Firstly, we'll be travelling to Anfield for a match in the Champions League against Liverpool, followed by a home match at the Philips Stadion against Feyenoord, and then we go away to Ajax for the last game of the episode. So plenty to get excited about. We are sitting in third in the league. Not a bad start considering, and I'll say considering because you'll find out in just a minute. So yeah, let's have a look at how we've got on since the last time you were with me. So we saw those first two games we played against Willem and Vitesse. Fairly easy wins, both clean sheet, looked pretty good. And then we played FC Emin. Now, again, I'm presuming the majority of you aren't too au fait with Dutch football. And as you can see, they finished 8th last year, but nothing special. They're mid-table. Since they beat us, they've not beat anyone. And they beat us 6-2. Now, there is a few reasons for this. Firstly, obviously, we weren't good enough. B, before I get on to B, look at this. Lost 6-2 and look at the XG. It's painful. But if you look at our side, we had Paez in goal, one of our backup goalkeepers, because our main goalkeeper got injured. We also had to play Diarkaby and Lowers at centre-back. Again, not a partnership we want. Basically, we were really suffering with injuries and people not being match fit because we inherited a squad that wasn't match fit at the start of the season. We had an absolute disaster there. And this is one of the reasons why I didn't put in a video on Thursday. I played that on Wednesday evening and I thought, well, I wanted to make some signings anyway, and I thought, after that, we've got to make some signings. If we lose a few players and we drop down to that level, that is an absolute disaster. So, between the Emin and the Utrecht game, we made a couple of signings. Nothing massive at all, but we were certainly helped by the fact that Marco Costa, has left the club to go on to one of my former teams, Everton. He left for 50 million. As you can see, a really, really good central midfielder. But Everton came knocking. He wanted to leave. And we only had about 10 million to spend. So I thought, well, we'll get some money and inject some money in. Albeit the club have only given us 20 million of that to spend in the transfer window. And as you can see, we have spent a big chunk of that. Now, Jokic came in earlier before I joined, so ignore that. Our big signing, though, is the centre-back, Karim Kazmi. And I think he could be a really good player. I looked at a few other players. I looked at Diego Almeida, who we had at Everton. Looked at a few other more experienced centre-backs, and they didn't quite fit the bill. And then I had a scout report through for this lad, Karim Kazmi, the Moroccan 19-year-old. And he looks a really, really good player. Fantastic investment, I think. 22.5 million from Anderlecht. Yes, might say it's a bit pricey, but he's a 3-star player already at the age of 19. And he's got the potential to potentially be a very, very, very good player at 4.5 stars. But he started for us in 3 matches so far, and from those 3 matches got an average rating of 7.27, so not too shabby at all. And then in terms of midfielders, we need another midfielder, of course, to replace Costa. Now, I do realise this guy does not replace Costa. However, he has the potential to do so in the future. Again, not the best player in the world. Only cost us $1.5 million. No decent start though, very average start. As you can see, he's got very good first touch, teamwork. If you look at his stats that are important for being a deep line playmaker, which is why we're playing him, it's only really his composure that's a problem. All the other stats are as good as anybody else, to be honest. And I think only a couple of million a bit of a steal. So, after that, we then played FC Utrecht. We were also helped by the fact we had nearly 2 weeks off. And again, against Utrecht, it wasn't brilliant, but we still had a few injury issues, etc, etc. Couldn't play our full team. And then we got our Champions League draw, so we've got a draw against Sarajevo, AS Monaco and Liverpool. Tough group, but I think we can get through it. We've got to obviously make sure we beat one of Liverpool and Monaco, and that's why I've come back for today's match against Liverpool. We went to beat Sarajevo 2-0 with 2 goals in the first few minutes, and then we really made sure that we were something to be considered. We played against AZ Alkmaar, and within the first 2 minutes we conceded. I thought, here we go. But then we got 2 goals back, and by 15-minute mark we were ahead. However, they got a penalty just before half-time, and it was 2 each. But we came out of the blocks brilliantly. We scored 2 goals in the first the first 15 minutes of the second half, and then really, really went for it. Won that match 6-2, and AZ are no fool, so very good results. And then we beat our feeder club just by 6 goals to 1. So I think we're firmly now comfortable. We made a few signings. We've got some of our best players back, but we are comfortable. But this is by far our biggest test of the season yet, no question about it. Liverpool, Feyenoord and Ajax. But our 2 title contenders, that are against us have had quite a poor start if you look at it. Feyenoord and Ajax both on 13 points. We're on 15. FC Utrecht, the only team that are unbeaten in the league. They, of course, beat us. They haven't played Ajax or Feyenoord just yet. But we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. And as the season goes by, I think that'll probably level out. And again, 2 big games to see if we can extend that gap over the 2 big teams in the Dutch league. So firstly, let's go for the Liverpool match. So we've got Jokic in goal, our main goalkeeper. Barry Roddy plays at the back with Kazmi, the player I just mentioned. And Van Husjavoort. Or Simon. And Ruben Iranzo, you'll see him for the first time today. When I joined, he wasn't fit at all. But he is getting a bit better now in terms of his match sharpness. And looking at that, he is a very good central defender, so we'll pick him there. We'll then play Ludovic Reis and Al Salman in the midfield, with Omar Aslan, Kaká and Paflias in the midfield, and Ricardo Pinto up front. So let's get into this match against Liverpool. Again, I'm not really confident about this, to be honest. I don't think we're going to do too much. But if we can get a draw against Liverpool, then that's a very, very good result. I've also changed the tactics around a little bit because we've had a big problem. As you saw, we've let in 6 goals in against Emin, 2 against Utrecht, 2 against AZ Alkmaar. And that's just to tighten things up a bit. So we've gone from attacking to positive. This is our more defensive formation, obviously because we're playing Liverpool. And we're definitely not favourites for this match, but let's see. But for even the matches against the smaller teams in the league, I've gone a bit more defensive and made sure that we shut up shop at the back. And obviously, seeing from the last few matches, it's definitely worked. So, here we go for the game against Liverpool. I hope you guys are all good. And again, apologies I didn't bring an episode out on Thursday, but I just wanted a bit more time to focus on the transfer window and ultimately get it right. Because if you do rush these things, you can spend 20, 30, 40 million and really regret it. And that's not the way I wanted to go here. I wanted to bring in someone who was really good, and I think if I'd have rushed it through, I'd have probably bought an older player who was 30, 40 million and really not value for money. Seems like for me, no, Son's playing for Liverpool now though, and he's put them in the lead even really early on at Anfield. We've had a very good start actually. We are on top, 64% of possession in Liverpool's backyard. Now Liverpool, not the team they are at the moment, certainly, in the last few years. And we'll take that. Omar Aslan with his 10th goal of the season and his 200th for PSV. And I tell you what, we're on top here, considering Liverpool scored early. And I thought, well, this is going to be a huge rout, isn't it? But in fairness, we got a goal back, and it's 1 each. I really shouldn't have the extreme E in the background. I tell you what, this is quite enjoyable. So, if you're watching this on Saturday night, it's on BBC Red Button tomorrow. The races. There you go. But yeah, tight offside, not really too fussed about that. But we're certainly on top here. And a funny story is that you can see in goal for Liverpool is Lucas Lavallee, who I signed for somebody. Yes, it was Everton. Signing for Everton. He was the famous player that, if you are, again, a bit new to this series and not sure, I signed him for Everton for 15 million as a backup for Jordan Pickford. And within 2 games, he was quite upset about that. He didn't get played in the first 2 games. I'm not kidding. You go back to season 6, 7... he wasn't happy at all. And within 3 weeks of him signing, he agreed to leave the club. And we made £5 million on him. Of course, again, that's gross because we had to pay him a little bit. But that was a very strange signing. Probably one of the most strange I've had in Football Manager. But this is very good so far. Just looking at the basic fact that we've been on the ball quite a bit and that the ball's been in their area, we are on top in this game against Liverpool. If we can get a win at Anfield, I think that gives us a really strong start. Obviously, 6 points out of 2. We're guaranteed, I'd say, another 3 points against Sarajevo. Maybe get a draw against Monaco. And we've got a good chance of going through, at least in second anyway, with 10 points. So I think that's a really good start if we can win against Liverpool. But again, I very much doubt this is going to be how it goes. I think that Liverpool have got a bit more to come. Lovely ball from Paflias to Pinto, and Pinto puts us ahead. I don't know what to make of this, really, because Liverpool certainly aren't what they are at the moment in real life. I know they're terrible in real life, but let's just focus on the last few years. This isn't the team that Liverpool were. So I don't quite know how to take this, but to come to Anfield and win, unless Roy Hodgson's in charge, is not too bad at all. So, really good stuff, even though they went 1-0 up. We are coming back into this match. We're ahead at the moment. Aslan gets tackled. Al Salman, Kaká, Reis back to Kazmi, who's been a good signing, I think, so far. And hopefully try and build a defensive partnership with Ruben Iranzo. Kaká puts it through to Azan. Oh, I thought Pinto put it through into the back of the net, but not quite. We'll keep an eye on the Monaco game as well. Yeah, it is. Pedro Neto had a penalty for Monaco, which was missed. So if it stays as a draw with Monaco and Sarajevo, which again I can't really see, will be 4 points clear. So we'll be flying. Great ball from Al Salman, but doesn't quite make its target. We're playing some really good football. We are. It's took a few weeks for the players to get used to my philosophy. Again, we joined, I think, a few days after the start of the season, so we didn't have a pre-season to get any of that sorted. We are playing very well, but Liverpool are back into it with Moises Firmino. Doesn't sound very Brazilian, so I doubt he is. Well, I don't know, though. But Liverpool have got back into it at 2 each. Again, I'm being very optimistic at winning this match. I think if we can get a draw, as I said at the start, I'd take a draw. But looking at our stats, we've had 61% of possession, 11 shots, 6 on target. And some of you might be saying, well, surely you'd push forward more. No, I don't agree, because I think if we push forward a bit more, we will be letting them in at the back. You can see they are getting in a little bit here. And Kazmi has tackled Guyan there. That seems like a very soft foul to give. And to be honest, if he's looking at a penalty there, I think that probably was outside of the box where the contact happened. But let's see. If Liverpool go ahead here, well, they've been very clinical, but you'd debate that it wouldn't be. But no, it's not a penalty. It is a foul. So Kazmi will probably get a yellow card here. I don't think he was the last man. Oh, I panicked there. I thought it was a red card from the red text at the bottom, but luckily no, it was just them making a substitution. Odegaard puts it into the area. Good clearance there. But we've definitely been on top. Definitely been on top. So this is a fantastic result as long as we don't lose. Draw or even win, that'd be fantastic. Let's see how we do though. Simon into the box for Aslan. 3-2. Omar Aslan. We're playing him out on the right wing, but he is a real good goal scorer. He's worth about 50 million. I think he's 4.5 star. The only trouble with these sort of leagues is, and that's the sort of battle you have, the different challenge, is that unlike Barcelona, PSV aren't the biggest club in the world. And like with Marcus Costa, if somebody like Everton, somebody with European football comes along, I know we've got Champions League football, but somebody in a better league, more reputation comes along, you're going to struggle to keep hold of him, which is why utilising a good youth setup is so important. Really poor from Aranzo though. If that makes it 3-3, which it does, that is really disappointing. Really disappointing. Now, I said we've shut up shop at the back. You wouldn't believe it from this game, but, you know, we are playing Liverpool here. But they have been really clinical. 5 shots, 5 of those on target. We need to be careful we don't go on and lose this match. And it's very nearly 4-3. They are getting through our defence far too easily. They really are. We haven't made a substitution yet, so it might be about the time to do that. But the Anfield crowd, all the romance around Anfield, you know, it's certainly helping Liverpool out here. 13 shots, though, 7 on target for us. We should be doing a little bit better. Aslan's playing really well, so although he's tired, I can't really bring him off. We will put Al Salman in place of Kakar and put Hormans, our new signing, in midfield. And we'll also bring Bukris on for Paflias. Bukris is a young 18-year-old who played against Sarajevo and, to be honest, did really well. Did really well. Alright, I'm going to have to bring Aslan off now. Monaco have gone ahead against Sarajevo. If we can hold on to this draw, I'll be very satisfied with that. Really, looking at the stats, we should win. But I'd said I'd take a draw as we started, so I'll be quite happy to take a draw leaving Anfield. A box office game and really good spectacle. 3 each. Great stuff. Yeah, very unlucky, I think. I think we deserve to get all 3 points. But you know what, as I said, very good stuff. We could really rue that when it comes to the end, in terms of if we get knocked out by a point or two. But I tell you what, that was away from home. When Liverpool come to our place, which is not until the last game, we've got a good chance of getting all 3 points if we play anything like we do there. Really strong stuff and really encouraging. And now we've got a match against Feyenoord, and luckily after that we've got a 2-week break. So we've had quite a run of games. 6 games in the space of 3 weeks. So after the Feyenoord game, it'd be good to get a good rest. So now back on home turf for the match against Feyenoord. It's a big one. Going for exactly the same side, to be honest. There are some tired players in there in terms of injury risks, but this is our strongest side. As I said, we've got an international break after this. So I don't see the risk particularly of playing how we are. 3 wins in our last 5. Of course, we drew the last one, so that ends that mini run of 3 in a row. We are starting really well here. that is for certain. And if we can overcome Feyenoord today, then Feyenoord are going to have quite a poor start, it's fair to say. 13 points from 8 games. Not the start that they we're looking for. Kaká into the box. Not quite. Kaká's only 18, you know. I was really surprised at that, but he's playing really well. Reece, Pinto, Reece, Paflius. Paflius back to Simon. Kaká! Just as I mentioned his name, it's like gold dust on Football Manager, that is. Mentioning somebody's name, it usually happens for the opposition side. But just to prove my point, the 18-year-old Kaká gets his 4th goal of the season, and we have took the lead here at the Philips Stadion in the 13th minute. Quite early on. To be honest, you know, Simon shouldn't have had that much space to be able to put the ball through to Kaká there. It was just all a little bit too easy from the Feyenoord defensive point of view. Kaká back in. Not quite. Matthias Reece. Al Salman. We've got some really good individuals in this squad. The defence was where it was struggling. I think we got some really good attackers, and the manager brought in a goalkeeper at the start of the season, which is crucial. You could see how bad we were without our main goalkeeper. And we've also brought in a defender, so I think just bolstering a few players will make us a real force in this league. But you know, we're doing pretty well here. 2-0 up, as you can see. Now Simon with his 2nd assist of the game. Lovely header from Omar Aslan, who is most certainly going to be our top goal scorer of the year. There's no question about that. He is a bit of a monster. Kaká on the ball again. Kaká, Paflius. Oh, wow, that's just too easy. That is just too easy. The Feyenoord keeper, probably, I'm guessing that our substitute goalkeeper has felt a bit sorry for him and has played for them. Because that's what it was like in that 6-2 defeat against Emin. That is far too easy from Paflius. So tame, it's unbelievable. I'd question why he's having a shot, really, from there. But if the goalkeeper's going to let it in like that, then fair enough. And we are flying high. 20 minutes in, 3-0 up against Feyenoord. So much for this being the biggest test of the season so far. Feyenoord are having an absolute mare. Reece, Paflius. Paflius to Aslan. Aslan shoots very nearly 4-0. But Aslan was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. Very clinical from us. Unlike against Liverpool, 6 shots, 6 on target. We have really well penetrated Feyenoord for the first time in the 35th minute. We have a shot that isn't on target. Kaká into the area. Feyenoord get it out, but only temporarily. Paflius back onto the wing, puts it in. Paflius again. Good tackle from the Feyenoord defence. A little bit better, but it's almost after the stable door is bolted and the horse has bolted. Paflius. Paflius in again to Aslan. 4-0. You know, when you come back for these games sometimes and you think they're going to be really scrappy, like the Liverpool one was. Didn't know who was going to win. I think it's fairly certain, even at the 40-minute mark, that we know that we've won this football match. And not to be cocky, because to be fair, we lost 6-2 to Emin, so you can't judge a team off one match. But if Feyenoord keep playing like this, they are in no way going to be title challengers. And there is Omar Aslan with, I think, yes it is, his hat-trick. 5-0 at half-time. And we're not even there yet, it could be 6. No shots from them. They are completely out of this game. Be a good one for goal difference this will, won't it? And I think that it would be unwise not to use some of our substitutions at this point. We'll take 2 players off. I think we will take Aslan off. You can see how influential and how important he is for us. So if he got injured or anything like that, we really, really would miss him. But I've got some real confidence in this side now. This by far our best game of the season so far. No question about that. Give us some real confidence and also make teams fear us. Unlike when we lost 6-2 against Emin and looked like absolute fools. We nearly made it 6 there. And this would be what? If we scored another one, that would be 6 goals scored in 3 consecutive league matches. That would be a bit of a stat. Certainly would be. Group Fam. What a name. Shoots. Jokic ain't going to let that past him. Maybe our substitute goalkeeper would, but not Jokic. Jokic puts it out. Not quite, but again, we're 5-0 up. I'm not going to moan at this point at any bit of a little problem. Even if we go and concede 1 or 2 now, it'd be a shame, but the 3 points are all that matters here. I'd take a 1 win before this match. Gianluca Esposito makes it 5-1, makes the goalkeeper look a little bit stupid, but to be fair, it's a very good controlled finish. But even in the comeback of all comebacks, to come back from 5-0 down with 20 odd minutes to go, it's just too little, too late. Paflius has got an injury, hopefully not a big one, because he's certainly had a really good game so far, with a 7.3, I think, average rating. Again, solid performance. And with 10 minutes to go, that should be pretty well all said and done. 5 minutes to go in this match. Again, I'll be happy with conceding 1. If we can play anything like that against Ajax, we're rubbing our hands together. at being very strong title challengers, and of course trying to hold our title and winning 4 in a row. Kaká with a shot. The goalkeeper's learned from his past mistakes. He's going to stop that one. Obviously, PSV have won the league 3 times in a row. So, again, cynics might say, well, you haven't got a very hard job here, have you? But to be fair, Ajax are the favourites to win the league in terms of the odds. I know odds mean nothing on FM because there's some very strange season predictions, but Najim just puts the nail in the coffin for Feyenoord. We have got 6 goals now in the last 3 matches. The problem is now is complacency. We don't want to get complacent, but our goal scoring form is immense. Our players go into the international break all G'd up, but that was a challenge. Maybe clearly not the way that Feyenoord played, but I think the next match against Ajax is going to tell us where we really are against the toughest opposition in the league. So just the single challenge then for this final match of the episode. Bucharest, who we talked about in the last match, has come in for Pavlias, who's still got an injury. He's going to be back in about 7 days, but he's not ready yet. Kazmi, I don't know if he was on international duty. I feel like he must have been. If we have a quick look at his form, all teams, there we go. He's played in the last few days against Nigeria, and he's not quite back up to full fitness. He's got a good fitness, but he's not quite match fit. Do I put Lewis in there? In a derby? No, I don't think so. I think we're going to have to just risk it. Diakby's not available, so I'll take him out. It's always confusing having that many substitutes that some of the substitutes can get hidden. But, yeah, one more game in this episode. I'm really enjoying this now, I have to say. I got the reservations when I came to Holland. Again, it's a new club. It takes a bit of time to bed in. But I think it's something to do probably with the fact that I've been doing very well in terms of results. But this is the big challenge. Frank de Boer in charge of Ajax. 3 wins in their last 5. Again, they've not had the best start to the season. And we'll try our best to compact? What's the word? I can't think now. I really can't think what the word is. But who knows? That's going to bug me, that is. We'll do our best to compound. That's it. Compound. Compact. What am I on about? Anyway, first 20 minutes, nothing has happened. Is it going to be one of those that we build up so much for and it's a 0-0? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. But this, as I say, is our biggest challenge of the season yet. Good ball into Jonga Pin and it's 1-0 to Ajax. But Ajax are going to get that one ruled out because it's going to be offside, most certainly. We have gone back. Yes, we have gone back to our more defensive formation. That's absolutely fine. Panic over. I thought, oh, we're committing men forward a bit too much. But Ajax, again, this is a home game for them. So they are going to be favourites going into this. But let's see if we can come out on top. Again, I'd probably take a draw here. Aslan into the box. Not quite going to happen there. Spearings. Don't think it's Jay Spearing. Lovely ball to Jongapin. I don't know how he's managed to get through there. But he certainly has done that. He's a bit of a concern to us, to be honest. That is shocking. It was a lovely ball, don't get me wrong. The assist was great, but how have we let that happen defensively? Just beaten. I think, is it Kazman? No, it's Aranzo who's just caught napping there. Didn't go with Jongapin, and to be fair, he's done very well to score that one. But certainly caught napping on that occasion. Simon puts the throw in, but doesn't get to anyone. Al Salman, back to Simon. Lovely ball into the box for Omar Aslan. Oh. That is so close. The goalkeeper gets in the way, but just the wrong side of the post there. Roddy back to Aslan. Aslan shoots again. Tell you what, the intent's there. It really is. But my God, we've been unlucky so far. Really have been. As you can see, as it stands, Ajax go a point ahead of us. That's why I'd like to at least get a point out, at least to keep our status quo ahead of them. Utrecht have had a really good start, though. 100% record for them. So they could be a danger. Again, they beat us. They were a good side. So let's see. Let's put my hands on my hips and say, show something else in the second half. Try and do our best to see what we can do here. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to say in another 10 minutes, we're going to go a bit more attacking. We're going to go to our more attacking formation. I'm going to be... Oh, let's have a look at this corner from Ajax. I think if they go 2 up, we'll have to go with it. But let's see. Omar Aslan. Now, can we have the counter-attack? Omar doesn't quite go for the run down the wing, but this is the right decision, but maybe not now he's been tackled. Spearings again. Good pressure put on here. He hoofs the ball up. Roddle. Well, it's actually Roddy, not Roddle. Aslan's been really the man on the ball that's made all of the chances today. Aslan still. Aslan put it out. That's a good ball to Simon. Can Simon get another assist? Simon into the area. Al Salmon, he's going to have a long shot. What a finish there from Mohamed Al Salmon. He gets his first goal of the year. And good for me not to jitter and make that substitution. Sorry, not that substitution, but that change to the attacking formation. We're going to have to bring Kazmi off now because he's particularly tired. And I'm going to bring Kakar off as well. We're going to bring Lewis Bate on, I think, because he hasn't had a chance so far this year. Again, one of my former players from Everton. Just hasn't been match fit. This is the first time you're going to see him in a PSV shirt. And because, again, a lot of our players just absolutely cream-crackered from the international break. And, you know, this is a Friday night match. A bit peculiar, but it's a Friday night game. So we're going to have to just keep an eye on fitness levels here. But our Ajax going to get a second one. Jongapin with the shot. It is. It's 2-1. That didn't last too long. Really good player, Jongapin. Really good player. 25 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, XG suggests we should be ahead. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go up. I'm going to go forward and see if we can push forward even more. Al Salman's tired, so I'm going to bring him off for... It's going to have to be sunset at this point, isn't it? And that's not me saying sunset in a Cockney accent. Jongapin with the free kick. Ooh, just over the bar. Just over the bar. What can we do here? What can we do? 15 minutes to go. Can we get one back and get a draw? I don't think it's going to happen here. I don't think it's going to happen. But we've played well. We have done. We've played well. You'd argue we should really be getting at least a point. Can we get a goal back and get a point out of this match? Spearings. Spearings again. If we can get the goal ball back here, we've got a very good chance at a counter-attack. Godari. Spearings. We're pushing everyone forward now, so this might be just the end of it here. And it's a shot from Matt Myers, and it's 3-1. That's not Matt Myers. Is it Matt Myers? That name I should know. Matt Myers. It's Mike Myers, you Burke. Move on. 3-1 to Ajax, and I think that is going to be us finished today. Bit disappointing. Bit of a disappointing result. Don't know what to make of that. Not happy with our performance, but hopefully it's just a blip. We are playing well, and we should have really got a point out of that, but we didn't. So that's the way it is. That's probably the biggest match of the year that we've disappointed, but we're not looking too bad. We're a point behind our main rivals, Ajax. If Feyenoord win their game, they're 2 points behind us. The most important thing at this point early on is that we're there or thereabouts. And in the mid-season, I think we'll start to get a good run of form together. But we're going to come back tomorrow for the home leg against Monaco to see if we can get a few points against them. We'll play the away leg off camera. And if we can win that one, then we've got a really good chance. If we can take points away from Monaco on both occasions, then we've got a really good chance of qualifying from this Champions League group. So we'll play the Monaco match and then Ardo Den Haag in the second match of the episode. If you enjoyed that, folks, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Football Manager 21 content. Thank you for your company today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.